Welcome to LANTITEPreps.com's lesson on interpreting mathematical information, where we focus on giving you the essential tools and knowledge you need to confidently pass this section of your LANTITE exam. Thank you for tuning in, and let's begin. In this lesson, you will learn the essential skills of interpreting mathematical information through different types of graphs and charts, which are an important part of the numeracy test of your LANTITE exam. Beginning with bar graphs, such as the example on the screen. Bar graphs help us display data using bars of different heights. Your job on exam day will be to demonstrate your ability to interpret the graph and bring out the meaning of the math. Let's go over a practice question similar to what you will likely see on test day. A survey was conducted among parents of preschoolers. They were asked to report which safety skills their children were able to perform unassisted. This graph displays some results from the survey. Pause the video here to have a closer look at the bar graph. Once you're ready for the solution, click the play button and we'll continue. Alright, the correct answer here is 17%, which we can see from when we look at the bottom section of the bar graph and identify the fasten a seatbelt information for the 0 to 2 years bar in blue, which reads 17. Great job. Next, I invite you to have a look at these two visuals and pick out the differences. Aside from the data and content that the two graphs use, what do you see and what do you notice? I see that on the right side, our bar graph is set horizontally, whereas the graph on the left is set vertically. Do you see that too? Okay, good. Next. I also noticed that our bar graph on the right side has gaps between the different data categories, whereas the graphs data on the left are all placed together. And one more thing I see, the bar graph on the right shows the data of 3 different categories, whereas the graph on the left is all about one topic, LANTITE exam scores. The difference here is that although these two visuals look very similar, they are actually different types of graphs, and in case you are presented with a question on test day, know that the graph on the right is called a bar graph, and the graph is called a histogram. Next up, let's have a look at a pie chart, which is a type of chart that shows pie slices relative to the size of the data. Now, let's take a look at an example question. A classroom teacher reviewed the standardized test results of 20 students across 4 sections: reading, writing, mathematics, and science. The results indicated the proportion of students struggling in each section as follows. The teacher uses a pie chart to analyze the sections where students need the most support. Given these proportions, which subjects should the teacher focus on improving instructional strategies to enhance student performance? Mathematics, showing 35% of students showing further need in this subject. Moving on, we are now going to have a look at dot plots, which is a mathematical visual to display data using dots. Let's look at an example. Using minutes to study before a test, let's say that a survey of how long did you spend studying before a test has the results that you see from the table on the screen. This dot plot shows the results of a survey of how many minutes people spend studying before a test. Each dot represents one person, and the number of dots above each minute indicates how many people reported studying for that amount of time. For example, 7 people spent 5 minutes studying, while no one reported studying for 7 minutes. Want to check your readiness to pass your LANTITE test? Get our full test prep at LANTITEPrep.com and test your knowledge for interpreting math information. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.